there's an awful lot of concern for this Iranian athlete, Olympian type or whatever, rock climbing. She had a malfunction with her hijab. It came off and she performed without it.
A growing international concern. Big concern over the fate of an Iranian athlete who is missing after defying her government. She's a rock climber. Her name is Elnaz Rekabi. She has not been heard from since competing without a hijab at a competition in Seoul, South Korea. Now, this comes at a time of historic unrest in Iran after the death of a woman in the custody of the so-called morality police.
Wherein she's got to go home. And back home, they're beating and jailing women for doing such. And, you know, that's Islam. It's their religion. And it's real weird, the extra concern that the West has had in them. Because if you don't remember, they were trying to outlaw their head coverings, especially the burqas and whatnot, because they were like, well, there's the terrorists under there. But they ain't banning hoods. You know, those white hoods in spaces where they've outlawed sagging pants, but you can wear a thong in like the grocery store. But that's not the point. The point is the hair aspect, right? Because the Olympians actually just now authorized the swim cap for natural hairstyles for black folks, because if y'all don't remember, they had banned it. It didn't provide any benefit, like any advantage over the swim caps that white folks wear, or, you know, the people who grow fur and not actual hair. However, because it was black folks and made for black folks, it was an issue. And then speaking of natural hairstyles, they're back to this whole, oh yeah, by the way, straighteners that y'all been using for the last century causes uterine cancer. And then here's some factual points on that.
A recent study found that frequently using hair straightening products like chemical relaxers raises the risk of uterine cancer. Black women may face a greater risk because they use these products more often, researchers found. While it's unclear which products can cause uterine cancer, experts advise avoiding those containing metals, parabens, and formaldehyde.
And this is the thing, is that in this though, natural hair is so offensive that these Sister Tigner here, her co-workers, not the company, but her co-workers got together and took it upon themselves to sign a petition so she could not have to wear her natural hair because it was a distraction, unprofessional, whatever. Same thing, this little girl on the cheer squad was forced to conform by changing her hair to be like Becky and them. However, why couldn't they all wear afros? Because they can't do it. Because if white folks could wear our hair, if they could really do it, they do it with these locks all the time and they look horrible on them. Hey, morning, family. They look horrible on them, but they still do it and they get to be earthy and hippies and so free thinking. But we gotta be a dope dealer, a gangster, a thug, and a super predator. But this is the American way. Anything that's anti-blackness, they're all for it. But for some reason or other, all these other groups of people get to be themselves or be free from themselves or whatever it is. But when we say something about it, we're being un-American. Yo, they want us to kneel for their pledge. They get mad if you kneel for their pledge and national anthem because we're not supporting their way. And that's a political thing, a social thing. But the spirituality and having your own natural hair growing out of your head, you know what? It's not just hair. Oh, see also the natives that were stolen and taken away from their families and put in them schools, you know, where they keep finding these bodies underneath the schools and whatever over in Canada and here in America. Those children were forced to cut their hair too. It's control, yo. It's all about control, but we're unprofessional. Been asked on a job interview if we would cut our hair and had to tell them, look, there's this book that says to come as you are to the house of a deity. So we think we can go to any person's house how we come to though.
REX.